Now let's try to deal with array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to define a new file here. Let's call the file as 04.ts, and in this file I'm going to import contents which are similar to 01. So let me copy this import statement, and I have an intention of declaring an array which will hold certain contents. So there will be complete what we call it as there will be direct code now. So in here let's say I need to define an array. So let's declare an array. Now when we define an array, we always when we define a type, we can always specify this is of type string, this is of type maybe number, this is going to be of some array. So instead of we declaring as maybe some object array or so, I'll just use array bracket here. Now, and we can always go for maybe defining a size here. Let's say size 5 array is what we have intention as. So I want array ARR to be an array of size, let's say a 5 here. Now the thing is, before that, if I just declare it like this, it's going to be array. One can very well go and keep on maybe pushing any kind of a content into this array. So I want to push maybe 10. I would like to push maybe something like some value like double quote string and so on. Or we can just define size of maybe 5, and we can keep on adding elements like the array should hold at 0th location, it should hold double quote ABC. Then array should hold at some other maybe a location, maybe some sort of other content. Now instead of we going for all this, how about this defining an array of object or defining an array directly with some sort of size declarations? You can hold literally anything in here. So it's as good as we are defining array of anything. But what I want is, I really want a type strict kind of an array. But then that strictness comes with some constraint, like I need to have an array of some size which will hold employee as well as customer kind of a contents. So in such cases, what we can do is we can very well go for declaring an array, and then it's going to be a generic type. So we can specify I need an array of type T. Here the T needs to be defined by us. So I need an array of some type. So this is something which is you can compare it with respect to Java's generics or .NET's generic kind of, you can say, feature. Or in CPP we have the concept called templates. So we are trying to define some generic array, and that generic type is something that we have to define here. So I'm looking for an array which is going to be of I% type. So this array should hold anything which is of I% type. You can specify person as well in case you need it. So I need a size, let's say 5 as in size. You can define the size as well. So let me not specify the size. Okay, I believe this much is sufficient, and we can just go and try to maybe push some content. And now if you look at the push method, it's going to expect from you something of I% type. So here we expect an element of type I%. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new object of type customer, which will expect from me some order. Let's say O1, number as in 1, name as in, let's say Sachin, address as in Pune. On similar basis, we will keep on adding multiple objects like this. So let's have one customer and one employee. I have added employee as EMP, that's alias name. We'll again have EMP, then we'll again have EMP. We'll have two customers at the end, and then we will just change these values 0, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. So it's like this was supposed to be customers, the order detail, and this is supposed to be customers or employees department number. Rather, I should have changed this to, let's say, TV employee name as in, or employee department as in IT. Here, I'll specify HR, and then we'll have okay, and then you may have put up, let's say, first customer, it's 11th, this is second customer, this is going to be 12th, this is third customer, sorry, this is 13, this is 3, and this is 4. And then value wise we can very well change the values to, let's say, Sachin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then values wise we can quickly change the values to some other locations. So let's put here okay, these are the values that we have pushed into the array. So keep it in mind, the array is of type iPerson, and we can very well keep on putting any kind of implementation or any kind of objects which ultimately belong to some class which is implementation of iPerson. So any other value, if I try to push, if I just say push, suppose 100 over here, ultimately the zigzag line itself is going to go and tell you that is 100 is not assignable to a parameter of type iPerson. So strictly array is going to expect a parameter or object of some class which is implementing iPerson. Okay, I need to quickly iterate through this array, so I'll simply use for each loop. So for every element inside array, every element is going to be some iPerson. So I have a intention of doing a log and using element dot, and there's a print method. So to get IntelliSense, I'll change this to ARR. Element dot get details is the method that we have. So ultimately, I'm just going to give a call to get details methods of each. So I'm iterating through array using for each. Every time I get an element of type iPerson, and then every iPerson implementation has got get details method available. So let's try to use fourth TS file now. So I will use tsc 04.ts. This should transpile the content, and then I can use node 04.js. Okay, there is some problem in array.push, cannot read a property push of undefined. Okay, I believe I made a mistake in the code. So let me check what mistake I did here. So okay, array of so and so, I defined array in here of type iPerson equal to this is not required still. It's absolutely not required. This should not be a concern. So let's try to specify some size like 5 here. Okay, this has to be equal to, it should not be colon, because I'm not in the method, I'm writing a code directly. So it's of size 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll define here. Okay, let me define 7 size array. And let's try to run this now. One more time, I'll go to console. I'll transpile the code. It does transpile. And then we'll use node. So what it does is, it prints the customers and employee details on the console one by one. So generics feature works to some extent similar to Java generics and .NET generics in general. So we always have the type T to be specified, and then we can specify that type T like in arrays, or you can define a function which can expect some sort of type t,